This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses, where comfort meets innovation, giving you the perfect night's sleep you've been dreaming of. Are you tired of tossing and turning all night, struggling to find a comfortable position? Look no further than Novilla Mattresses, the ultimate sleep solution designed with your comfort in mind. Experience the luxury of a good night's sleep with Novilla's advanced mattress technology. Their mattresses are crafted using the finest materials, providing the perfect balance of support and softness. Whether you prefer a plush feel or a firmer surface, Novilla has a mattress that caters to your unique sleep preference. But what sets Novilla apart from the rest? It's their commitment to innovation and quality. Each mattress is thoughtfully engineered to provide optimal spinal alignment, reducing pressure points and ensuring you wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated every morning. Say goodbye to restless nights and hello to blissful sleep with Novilla's cutting-edge cooling technology. Their mattresses are designed to regulate temperature, keeping you cool and comfortable throughout the night. No more waking up in a sweat, just pure, uninterrupted sleep. Worried about allergens and dust mites? Don't be. Novilla mattresses are hypoallergenic and resistant to common allergens, ensuring a healthier sleep environment for you and your loved ones. And here's the best part. Novilla is committed to affordability. They believe that everyone deserves a great night's sleep without breaking the bank. That's why their mattresses are competitively priced, giving you the best value for your money. But don't just take our word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already made the switch to Novilla. Even when your mom comes to my place, just know she's getting a great night's sleep, among other things. Experience the difference for yourself and discover what it truly means to sleep like you've never slept before. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% off any purchase you make through Novilla directly. Ready to transform your sleep experience? Visit their website today and choose the Novilla mattress that suits your needs. Your journey to a better night's sleep starts now with Novilla mattresses. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith. Love comes to those who believe it, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Hello, my fellow Schwokelords, and what is up? Welcome to yet another episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. What's going on, folks? How are you all doing today? It's been a day. It's been a week. Hasn't been that much.
I was told
that what was I told? First of all, that is way too loud in my ear, so that is annoying. Second, I'm gonna move this mouse off here. We're trying to make this set look fucking good. What are my eyebrows? I'm looking at it's like this one. It's weird. Hopefully no one notices that. Okay, anyways though, we're here. You're here on another podcast today of Cancel Schweezy. You're either watching me or you're listening to my voice. Who texted me? No, it was just Quora Digest telling me nonsense. I read. You think you don't want like the Quora question emails being sent to you, but I'm here to tell you that you definitely do. You definitely want that shit emailed to you because people will do the dumbest shit or whatever, and then like not tell the truth in their question or whatever. Like last night, I saw someone post. Okay, this isn't funny. I'm laughing because that's how I react to dark situations. It was the mother of a child commenting on there. The question was, my son held his breath because I wouldn't buy him a Transformers toy. He's 12, by the way. And he died. And then I had to look into this because I was like, I don't feel like you can hold your own breath and kill yourself, like, isn't like, because to choke someone, you can't necessarily choke I mean, I guess you could choke yourself, but there is something like psychologically with you because your brain's like, hey, usually it's like, hey, don't die unless you don't have one of those brains, unless you have one of those cool brains like I have that's like, kill yourself. But typically a healthy brain, as I've been told.
I was told.
That your brain usually, it's like its one job is keep you alive, that's why it like pumps blood to your heart and shit like that, from what I know, you can't just stop breathing and die. Like, I think you pass out first before you die. I think that's what happens. That's, I was like, they're like, shh, shh, shh. Like when there's someone's like, you watch like a, like just media, someone getting choked at and they're like, shh, shh, shh. I'm like, I don't think they're going to be like, okay, I'll be quiet. Shut up. I remember there was one stupid question. Someone was like, I was pulled over at a traffic stop, and now my lawyers tell me to plead guilty and go to jail for 3 years or for some bullshit. And you're like, all right, there's clearly pieces of the story you're missing. But yeah, no. I don't even know what I was talking about. Back to substitute teaching. Christmas break is over. And it's weird how I was kind of excited to get back to school, because if this would have been any other day, it's like, oh, this is awful. And you're like, oh, I'm glad this can be in my life again, crazy. But, as I do as a teacher, we listen to Blink-182 nonstop, most of the time. We usually just listen to pop punk emo shit, Sirius XM, the emo channel 713, shout out to them. They 100% don't listen to the show. I don't give a fuck. And one of the kids, it's weird because, like the hits, like when you were a kid, like the hits, the classics, like the emo classics. So if Matt Cutshall or whatever his name is, he does the Emo's Not Dead videos, and he had a playlist on Spotify. Someone made it on Apple Music, but I couldn't find it. But it was probably like one of the best. Like, he's just like, what is every band kind of known for? Like, what songs are they known for? And what are like the definitive emo bops? At that. But I had a kid, they said California. Well, was Blink-182's best album, and I got to say, I was listening to California at the time, and I got to say, with California by Blink-182, when you phrase it with what actually happened, where it's like Tom is no longer in Blink-182, and Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio is now going to do his parts, and they're working on a new album. You're like, fuck that, Like, that's what you say. Fuck that. You can't have Blink-182 without Tom, No one, people don't... We were like, how dare you stand where you stood? But Matt Skiba didn't do anything wrong. He was just hanging out. We're going to talk about him a little bit more in this episode, because he did an interview that was actually good. But yeah, no, they said California, But if you say, like, if you say, hey, so Travis and Mark from Blink-182 and Matt from Alkaline Trio, they're working on an album together. And I'll be like, oh shit, that's going to be fucking awesome. And that's what California was. It was fucking awesome. But is it Blink-182 though, And I had to tell her, I was just like, well, I really like this album. However, I don't fully consider it Blink-182. Because I consider Blink-182 Travis, Tom, and Mark. Those are the three in that order. But without them, it's just like, because I considered California 9 just side projects, but California is a great album. I was listening to it all week. Los Angeles, when will you save me, Los Angeles? That was so bad. You don't know a thing about it. I know, dawn to dust now. We don't care about you. I did listen to. Someone made like the whole album, put the whole album up. But it was Matt replaced with Tom's AI, which Matt's rad, and Matt's vocals make the most sense on it. But it's interesting to hear that album with Tom on it, and it was like the AI was Tom from like Enema of the State Tom. That's probably where they got the vocal samples and everything they had to get for that. They probably just got it from the Enema album. Which, also a funny thing, I learned recently, because I've been wondering, because Tom DeLonge's voice from, Enema of the State versus One More Time, if you just compare the vocals, you're like, oh, that sounds completely different, but you can still tell it's, Tom DeLonge. And I was thinking, I know he had a painkiller addiction. I've heard murmurings that he likes to drink a lot before shows and stuff like that, which is normal for punk bands. If you want to be if you a real professional musicians try not to do that shit, but sometimes you do. But life finds a way. But yeah, I was thinking it was just maybe he's drinking, maybe he damaged his voice or something like that. And that's what I just kind of generally thought, and I didn't think much of it because there wasn't, I think I Googled it and I didn't find anything. But recently I saw a video of someone talking about it, and they found interviews and shit like that. And it was Tom just doesn't sing like that. It's nothing I was thinking it was a problem going on. It's just Tom decided to not sing like that anymore. And that's why you can kind of see him, he fucks up a lot singing, If you see him mess up or get something wrong, it's probably because he's wanting to sing like he does now versus that. But at the same time, that whiny, nasally kind of shit, that's what makes the music good, you don't listen, unless Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco are exceptions, but you don't listen to Blink-182 for good vocal singing. You listen to it because Tom and Mark's voice just sounds so unique working together, and that's what makes it work. So yeah, is California Blink-182's best album? Absolutely not. But if you consider it just a Blink-182 side project, honestly, I kind of think it's a little bit better than Boxcar Racer. I know that's sacrilegious, but I'm gonna say it is. And one thing I wanted to say, listening to California with Tom DeLonge AI replacing Matt, is that the Matt Skiba song, because Alkaline Trio, they're they make heavy and it gets, the best way to say it is a lot of the songs can just be very dark, and especially minor keys and shit like that, obviously. So when you hear Tom singing over Matt's parts on songs that just sound like Matt Skiba, it sounds like Boxcar Racer, and I'm all about that. And even though Boxcar Racer was basically the thing that cracked Blink-182, I'll just go on without it. I don't care. Another thing I've been thinking a lot about is, when you have a parent who passes away, when you have your first one, everyone usually has two, at least it starts with two, and then it goes down from there. And now I only have one parent alive. And I think about the scenario because my dad died. And so I think about the scenarios where, my mom would die, my dad's still alive, and I got to say, I don't want my mom to die either. I got to put that out there. We're not going to jinx that shit, I actually kind of wish they were both alive, to be honest with you, but life works in mysterious ways. And I'm going to put a sound drop in, and
this is America, you dumb son of a bitch, okay?
So yeah, we can go on from there. But no, I was thinking what would the alternate universe where it's I don't know, for some reason instead of my dad dying at the time he did, it was my mom died at the time instead. And I was just thinking about it. Okay, well, it's I wouldn't need to move in with my dad, but let's just pretend I did. And, that makes it fun. So, and I really figured out that if my mom would have died instead of my dad, my life would just be kind of like a remake of Frasier, but I actually think it'd be a decent remake of Frasier. I guess you wouldn't call it Frasier. It'd just be the same kind of open premise of the show. 'Cause the show, that's how good shows really, sitcoms really work. It's just you make it so flexible that you can do anything, and that's what Frasier is. He's just yeah, he is a radio host. He gives advice to people, and then he gets in any situation. Here are the quirky cast of characters. Because, I'm just thinking about it okay, so in Frasier, like Frasier's mom passed away, and the dad couldn't take care of, like, his dad needed like physical therapy and to, like, I don't know, just have someone in the house with him, you know? That's like, that was his situation. And so we're like, oh, we're going to hire a hot physical therapist. And like, now we're all going to have a rule where we don't do anything with the physical therapist. Okay. You know, that'd be the rule, but we are going to hire her strictly on her attractiveness. Like that's, you know, like it sounds bad, but we're not going to sexually harass her, you know? So it's okay. You know, we're just all going to make a pact. None of us, because like, oh, except for us, but yeah, my brother's gay too, but yeah, also has a crush on the physical therapist too, you know, and that shit like that. So yeah, oh yeah, son has a podcast instead of a radio show. Like it's almost like the same exact. It's just like dad needs a physical therapist away from actually being like a Frasier reboot or a Frasier remake. It'd be, yeah. And honestly though, I think the nice thing about it is if we just decide to like not copy Frasier episodes, you know, that's like a whole ass show right there. You know, mom dies, dad needs a physical therapist, son's like, we're hiring a hot one. And dad's like, well, I guess you're in charge of this, so I guess we have to hire the hot one. You know, it's just dad's like, oh, we have to hire a hot one. You know, I'm like, yes, dad, we're going to hire an attractive physical therapist for you. We're not going to find some uggo. And then first of all, like, don't you have to be in shape to be a physical therapist, you know? I don't know, the ones I've seen, I'm not saying they were like ripped or whatever, but they did not have my body type. I'm just saying. Anyways, though, that would be a good Frasier. Honestly, that'd be really good, except for I act a little bit more like Frasier's dad, Marty. I'm like the dirty recliner with the dog, and then he's the more like keep things clean. He's not as fancy though. He's like a sports guy, you know. But anyways, though, you know, just my own little Frasier reboot. That's not the one that they're actually making right now, where it's like Frasier and Freddie. You know, like I mean, it's a cool idea for a show, but. And then you think about it, like, it's a spinoff of a spinoff. So, well, what did my life spin off from? Evangelical Christianity? The music industry? I don't know. But anyways, though, thank you so much for checking out this episode of the show. I have music out now. I'm making plans for the rest of the year, so make sure you check out that. And make sure you're following me. I know Spotify, Apple Music. I know there's others like Tidal, YouTube, and shit like that. Just make sure you're following me. Or if you do that, that way you get notified when I try not. I don't know how much control I have over that shit, but you're only gonna get notified with new songs if it's on like a streaming service. But you can't follow me on social media where you can just casually see that what music I made, the podcast I released, anything else that's going on in my life. So make sure you're checking that out. Make sure you're following me at what was that? I was like, thought it was like a hiccup, but it. Okay. At TheSchweezy anywhere on social media. Make sure you're following me. Just check out anything, you know, that I'm doing in the meantime. And then we have Cash App, we have PayPal, we have Patreon. All great ways just to financially support the show. Just say thank you for being a friend and keep on, making sure
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
So that's all cool, but remember all the free shit you can do. Make sure you're liking all of our episodes, subscribe to the show, wherever you're at, YouTube, or on some audio platform, Spotify. I don't even think it's Apple. I mean, it's just Apple Podcasts now, I guess. So make sure you leave reviews, leave us 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 star rating, determining, you know, wherever the fuck you stream this shit on, even SoundCloud, you know, and that always confuses me. It's like, congratulations, you got X amount streamed on SoundCloud. I'm like, great, what about everything else? Like, we're not that good. We're not that good at hosting podcasts. So, thank you, SoundCloud. I'm glad I've stuck with you with them since I've been paying SoundCloud since 2017. And I gotta tell you,
that's rough, buddy.
So, appreciate this podcast, 'cause I'm tired of giving SoundCloud money. Let's jump into a previous week right now. Previous week right now is just last week's news, we're going over right now. And this week we have no disappointments. And we also have no Mike Bickle or IHOP Kansas City updates for you at the current moments. I guess they're all out of lies, and I get maybe the worst of it is behind them, and only assholes like me are gonna follow them. But anyways, though, let's do it right.
Let's just jump into it.
This is from the New York Post. The memes I've been laughing at last week. No orgies for honorable Stephen Hawking, fellow scientist says following Epstein's doc dumps. Stephen Hawking would not be part of an orgy, a fellow scientist insisted to the Post in the wake of newly released court documents that mention an allegation the renowned physicist participated in an underage sex fest on Jeffrey Epstein's Virgin Islands estate. He never mentioned when we worked together, Epstein, or any such thing, said cosmologist and theoretical physicist Laura Mersini-Houghton, who in 2015 organized a conference in Sweden on black holes with Hawking. Stephen was a very honorable man. He was not the kind of man who would be a part of an orgy, said the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill professor, and he wouldn't accept a free ride either. When a very reputable family offered to arrange and pay for the profoundly disabled Hawking's travel to the conference in exchange for him giving a lecture in their hometown, he turned them down. Mersini-Houghton recalled he also was very respectful of his staff, including the nurses who gave him 24/7 care, paying them a fair diem out of his own money during the conference. Hawking's name emerged in connection with the Epstein case this week as thousands of pages of court documents were unsealed. The scientist died in 2018 at age 76. In a 2015 email Epstein wrote to Ghislaine Maxwell, we're going to call her Ghislaine Maxwell, he offered a reward to anyone who would help disprove salacious allegations from accuser Virginia Giuffre, including that Hawking had been part of an underage orgy and that President Clinton has been to Epstein's private island. Hawking did attend a 2006 conference for scientists funded and reportedly hosted by Epstein just 5 months before the financier was charged with soliciting prostitution in Florida. Photos taken of Hawking in 2006 showing him at a barbecue on Epstein's private island, Little St. James, emerged in a 2015 report in The Telegraph. Hawking, a father of three, famously divorced his longtime wife Jane in 1985 after falling in love with one of his nurses. Okay, yeah, so. I do. Okay, let's first go over the allegations. I do believe this, like, I don't, when you're that disabled, like, yes, I will love an orgy, please and thank you, and shit like that. Until victims come forward with stuff like this, like, and with, I don't know, I'm just gonna say it's false. For the most part, it's just, I don't like to be victim blamers here, but if it did happen, honestly, it wouldn't have been Steven's fault, because I'm gonna protect him. I'm gonna protect my little disabled man right here. I don't think I'm pretty sure anyone could take advantage of that. Realistically, what probably happened was it's like Epstein probably invited a ton of people to this fucking island, dude. I can't, yeah, just because you're on Epstein's, if you're on the list doesn't mean you actually did something wrong. He's you went to this dude's house, and you're I could see myself, I genuinely could see, oh, my name was on the list. I'm I swear to fucking God I didn't do anything. I went there, I felt uncomfortable, I sat outside until we gotta go home, and shit like that. I'm just looking at, I just don't think Stephen Hawking did it. I don't condone, underage sex trafficking. I apparently need to say that for everyone. I don't condone it. However, I do plan on making some jokes. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, that I don't agree with it, but I am going to make some jokes. And my favorite, and the thing that's been making me laugh all week from hearing this news, is that Epstein's Island is handicap accessible. And I don't know how I could see myself getting in. Somehow I'm always in the conversation when this happens. Just like, wait, so your island is handicapped? So like, if someone's handicapped, they can like come to your little private island, and they're like, yeah, they can come to my island. I'm not a fucking monster. Says the guy who has like an underage sex trafficking ring. He's like, I'm not a monster, guys. Seriously, I'm not a monster. We have wheelchair ramps here. Like, I don't know, like, I'm just thinking about like those facts, just like, so like, try to think here. Just there's like, oh, Stephen Hawking's coming here. Like, do you think that when they knew Stephen Hawking was coming to the island, do you think like, oh shit, Stephen Hawking's gonna come here. We need to make this place handicap accessible. You think they said that? You know, I think Stephen wants to have an orgy here, so we're gonna need to build some wheelchair ramps, okay, guys? Because I don't think Stephen Hawking is gonna be very happy if he can't get into the house where the underage orgy is. You know, and he's like, fuck, I wanted to come to the orgy, but there is no wheelchair ramp. How unfortunate. There is no God. You know, he always said, like, he did this one documentary, and he's just like, reasons why there is no God. And I gotta say, I don't care. You know, I talk a lot of shit about Christianity, but I don't give a shit about the atheists either. You know, like, the only real true religious belief out there is agnosticism, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, it's like, there might be something out there. You know, I don't know. Like, yeah, that's like the only thing you can really say. What other jokes? Just like, I've been seeing like memes, just like, so Stephen Hawking is burning in hell right now, but he is recently coming out of hell to share his testimony. Like, this dude's dead too, you know? We're just like, this dude had an underage orgy. I'm like, okay, guys, let's not make up shit, you know? I don't know if it's real or not, but let's not make up shit. We can't confirm it, you know? Because he's dead and he can't defend himself. Now, they did have Michael Jackson. They said Michael Jackson was there. But it also said in the documents that he didn't touch any of the girls. Which you're like, oh, good for Michael. I'm like, no, they just weren't his type. You know, you think... So, like, clearly when Michael Jackson went to Jeffrey Epstein's island, like, clearly it wasn't like, you know, sometimes, like, you throw a party and, you know, you kind of just, like, get a little survey from everyone, you know, like, maybe you have one friend with, like, a weird diet restriction, you know, like, they're gluten-free or some shit, you know, and, like, you want to be a good host, so you're just like, oh, I'll make, like, a little thing for them, you know, whatever. They did not do that with Michael Jackson at Jeffrey Epstein's island. I'm telling you, there were no little boys. That sounds like a place, you know, there were no little boys on that island. I'm just going to tell you that. You know how fucking disappointed Michael Jackson was when he was like, oh man, there's no little boys here for me to play with. You know, actually, he doesn't actually, Michael Jackson didn't actually talk like that. He had like a lower voice. That was just his like weird stage persona I learned recently. But anyways, though, that's that. Tell me what you think. Was Stephen Hawking really was he really having that orgy, or was he just like, hello, please get me out of here. I don't like us here. It's not wheelchair accessible. Like, there's actually a good chance it's not like wheelchair accessible at all, and that's like there we have like that proves that was a lie. Is that there was no way a wheelchair could get. I actually need to look at the estate to see what was going on there. All right, on to some Blink-182 news, which I like to do. From Rock Celebrities, Matt Skiba shares his one regret about replacing Tom DeLonge in Blink-182. During a recent appearance on Tuna on Toast with Stryker podcast, Matt Skiba expressed his single regret about stepping in for Tom DeLonge in Blink-182. Skiba became part of the band in 2015, taking over for DeLonge, who left for personal reasons. After 7 years with the group, the musician left with Blink-182, announced in 2022 that Tom was coming back. Matt shared how awkward his first photo shoot with was with Blink after he joined the band, explaining, I was even thinking about it, but I was wearing Hurley clothing company shit to rehearsal, and I forgot that Blink was like the Hurley band forever. So when I showed up to practice, I've got a baseball hat on and this Hurley t-shirt, and everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, you're fucking poser. You're trying to be like Tom. And I was like, I didn't know we were going to take a picture. He continued sharing the one thing he'd changed about his time with the band. We took a picture against the door and the loading docks, and I've got my dopey Hurley shirt on, clueless to how that would read, but that was one thing where kids were like, dude, don't do that. I'm like, do what? All right, if you would have thought of it, I probably might have changed t-shirts just because I don't want to be that guy. So that was the one thing I take back. Following Blink-182's announcement that DeLonge was back in the band, Skiba reacted on Instagram with the following words. Congratulations to the homies Mark Hoppus, Tom DeLonge, and Travis Barker on their triumphant Blink-182 return/reunion and the release of their new single today. I'm sure there's a joke in here about releases and happy endings. I'm missing, but I am truly grateful for my time with Blink-182, and I am truly happy you guys are a band and a family again. Thanks to the band and all the Blink fans for having me. You were delicious. Matt from Chicago, with love. Later, speaking to Vulture, Matt also addressed the rumors, claiming that he felt betrayed after the announcement. Skiba mentioned that he wasn't surprised by the news and didn't feel backstabbed. He explained that he, DeLonge, and the rest of the band were friends, and Tom had even supported Skiba's own band, Alkaline Trio, in the past. Skiba expressed that he's happy the original band members are back together. Well, that's good. I don't know. I guess you forget shit that like Blink-182 was like a Hurley band, because like in my mind I think about at least, apparel in regards to Blink-182. I think about Macbeth. I think about, there was another one I can't remember. There's Two of the Stars has their shit, and that's what I think about when I think about Blink. What's the fucking other one? I can't remember it. But I guess, yeah, Hurley was that. It was a weird time, if you don't remember. People thought, because people, you don't actually know the truth about what goes on. Even, like, you realize, like, bands you were, like, following at the time, and then, like, years later you learn that. I remember when Aaron Gillespie left Under Oath, and I thought it was because he posted, like, about how, like, he wanted to do more Christianity mission work and shit like that. That's a long story there, but turns out he was suffering from anxiety and was having bad panic attacks and wasn't getting along, and it was affecting at least the relationship with the band, It's like, so, people, like, you hear, like, oh, everything's civil, but, like, you never really fully know. But I think we're now long enough away from it now where we're like, yeah, Matt Skiba didn't do any shit wrong, because you're like, how dare you stand where he stood? But, like, Matt didn't do shit. They just worked on an album together, They worked on 2 albums together, One was great. The other one was pretty good. And, what do you guys think? Do you think Matt Skiba and Scott Raynor should rejoin Blink, I saw someone post that, like, those three, like, alternate universe were like, I'm like, I like Matt Skiba. I honestly just like Matt, Mark, and Travis making music together, but just not under Blink-182. But like, I don't know. I don't really listen to Cheshire Cat or Dude Ranch even that much. I'd even rather listen to like a more modern like performance of like Damn It if I want to listen to that, But, do you guys fucking hate Matt Skiba's guts, or are you mature and an adult and are willing to accept that California was a great album, by the way. I didn't know if I mentioned that, but I've been listening to it. I listened to it all last week, and it is the fucking best. Last article we got here is from Me Too, MITU, not like the bad Me Too. Snoop Dogg signs first mariachi act, catch them at Dodger Stadium. Snoop Dogg, 52, has often shared his love for Mexican cultura in the past. For one, back in 2022, the rapper paid tribute to the late Vicente Fernandez in his concert, calling him one of the greats and playing El Rey for fans, even once making headlines for singing Chelino Sanchez's song on social media. Snoop Dogg has also collaborated with bands like Fuerza Regida and Banda MS, so it makes sense that the rapper signed a Mariachi Band to his label Death Row Records, an experience that the band's lead singer now calls incredible. Last year, Snoop Dogg signed mariachi actor Julian Torres y Mariachi Zonte to the new iteration of Death Row Records. Incredibly, the Mexican band became the first ever act on the new reinvented label, even more magical. According to Grunge Cake, the band met Snoop outside of the late Kobe Bryant's memorial service. In fact, as per Hola, the California-born rapper told Despierta America that he met the band while they were performing outside the public memorial at the Los Angeles Lakers Staples Center. They blew away Snoop Dogg with their musicianship, which we 100% understand. Just check out the on-site video of Torres singing classic Amor Eterno outside the memorial. Back in May, Julian Torres y Mariachi Zontol released their first single, La Fiesta de Mi Pueblo, under Death Row Records. As Snoop Dogg told Desperita America, he loves Hispanic music, so he knew he had to sign the mariachi act. As Torres now put it, he feels blessed and very fortunate for Snoop Dogg's support. But here's everything to know about the signing and everything Torres has to say about the experience. Okay. You know, it's funny to think about. I don't know. You know, you have Mexican neighbors and shit. They're always blasting that mariachi shit, but like at the same time, isn't it like, I don't know, it all kind of sounds the same to me. I also don't like accordions that much in music. It's not a bad instrument, I'm just saying I don't want to hear an accordion, you know what I'm saying? So I guess, yeah, cool stuff, neat stuff, slick stuff, and
man proposes and God disposes.
FNX Fitness, the ultimate destination for fitness enthusiasts looking to reach their peak performance and achieve their health goals. Are you tired of the same old fitness routines that leave you feeling uninspired and unmotivated? Look no further than FNX Fitness, where they bring a fresh and innovative approach to your fitness journey. At FNX Fitness, they believe that true fitness goes beyond just physical strength. It's about nourishing your body and mind and soul to unlock your full potential. That's why they offer a wide range of high-quality supplements and products designed to support your active lifestyle. Fuel your workouts and enhance your recovery with the scientifically formulated supplements. From pre-workout energizers to post-workout recovery blends, FNX Fitness has you covered every step of the way. Their products are carefully crafted using premium ingredients, ensuring you get the nutrients you need to perform at your best. But FNX Fitness is more than just supplements. It's a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion for fitness and well-being. Join their supportive community and gain access to expert advice, workout tips, and motivational content that will keep you inspired and on track towards your goals. They understand that fitness is a personal journey, which is why they offer a wide range of products to cater to your individual needs. Whether you're a seasoned athlete looking to take your performance to the next level or a beginner taking your first steps towards a healthier lifestyle, FNX Fitness has the tools and resources to support you every step of the way. But don't just take my word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already experienced the FNX Fitness difference. Transform your fitness routine and unlock your full potential with FNX Fitness. And using our code in the description, you can save 15% off your order from their website. Ready to take your fitness to the next level? Visit their website on your nearest retailer today and discover the power of FNX Fitness. Elevate your performance, fuel your passion, and become the best version of yourself with FNX Fitness. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Cash App, the easiest way to send, spend, and save money with just a few taps on your phone. Are you tired of dealing with the hassle of carrying cash or waiting in long lines at the bank? With Cash App, you can say goodbye to those inconveniences and hello to a seamless financial experience. Sending money to friends and family has never been easier, whether you're splitting the bill at dinner, paying your share of rent, or simply sending a birthday gift. Cash App lets you transfer money instantly, directly from your bank account. No need to worry about writing checks or handling physical cash anymore. But Cash App doesn't stop there. It's complete financial ecosystem right at your fingertips. Use the app to easily pay for your morning coffee, groceries, or even your monthly subscriptions. With just a simple scan or tap, you can make purchases at millions of locations, both online and offline. And here's the best part. Cash App helps you save money too. With its innovative Boost feature, you can unlock exclusive discounts and cashback rewards at popular retailers, restaurants, and even your favorite services. It's like having your own personal saving assistant, always looking out for the best deals. Worried about security? Cash App has you covered. With top-notch encryption and advanced security features, your financial information is always protected. Plus, if you have ever had any questions or concerns, Cash App's dedicated customer support team is available 24/7 to assist you. So why wait? Join millions of satisfied users and experience the convenience, speed, and savings that Cash App brings to your financial life. Download the app today from your app store and start spending and saving money like never before. Luckily, the best part is, if you sign up using the link in the description, you get a free $5 just for signing up. That's literally just free money. So join Cash App today. The future of money is here. And when you use our links, you directly support this show.
I didn't do fucking shit.
Oh, hello everyone. Let's get into this episode. We're back to like normal cancel Schweezy. We're no longer into the Christmas Schweezy season. We are now into what they call just normal cancel Schweezy episodes. What's up? Anyways though, I wanted to go over this thing today I saw. From like CNBC. Harvard psychologist, if you say yes to any of these 9 questions, you're more emotionally secure than most. Now, after having to deal with family over Christmas and stuff like that, I think it's all, you're around your family and they just decide that like, hey, you're the problem, and then you realize, you're around other people and you realize I'm not a problem at all. I think my family are just kind of annoying and they don't like me or whatever. So I wanted to know, and it's also good. This is also good because people are like, women are too emotional to be president or whatever the fuck you want to talk about. But then men are just as emotional as women. We just are told to hide it earlier and more in life than women are. We're just told to hide it, and you grow up knowing that shit, And so I'm the kind of guy who goes to therapy, tries to work on himself, and even though your family won't go to therapy, at least you can work on yourself. So here, let's determine: am I? People call me a man child. People call me every. I've been called every name. I have been called that's not as, I've been called everything mine. There's not really a lot of slurs for white people. We kind of run things. You can't really make a slur for white people because, we just kind of run the world, at least for the most part. So, all right, let's see. Am I more emotionally secure than most people think? Everyone's checking this out. They're like, absolutely fucking not. Well, let's see. Number 1, can you listen to different perspectives you disagree with? Emotionally secure people are able to hear others' point of views without reacting to them in an aggressive way. Instead of going to battle, there is a flexible, empathic, and non-judgmental exploration of another person's reality, even during times of conflict and disagreement. I do try to listen, but that might be... I do. What was the dumb fucking thing I heard the other day? So it's a Roald Dahl. He wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. No, I said it right. He did Matilda. He's written a bunch of kids books, but very intelligent kids books. There is super deep meaning to his stories. Stuff like that. But some things you don't know about Roald Dahl is that he really did not like Jews. And which is interesting because he was known to be he was known as a World War II veteran. And that whole thing, a lot of it came down to hey guys, I don't think you should be killing all the Jews. You know, it's funny. I think he said something along the lines of, if you know, things have to escalate, for like, because like no one's just like, I want to exterminate every person from a specific race. That doesn't happen unless like people don't wake up and think that, like the Jews had to have started it. And I'm listening to this and I'm like, don't try to make this make sense. Don't make a logical argument out of that, about fucking hate speech. Don't make a fucking logical argument out of that shit, Yeah, I try to listen to people. I'm usually a big fan of, like, I really like when I want someone to explain everything, like get it all there. I don't want any like missing information. I like to know. I like to have all the information. That's me personally. I like to have the information, but everyone's a little different. But so yeah, I usually listen to people. I let them finish, and then I'll tell them why they're wrong. That's how we do it. So yeah, you should. Yeah, actually, I do think it is a good idea to be like, and also, yeah, you should listen to other people's perspective. I mean, like that's how I'm kind of like. 'Cause I don't think if I tried to understand other people's perspective, I wouldn't have understood like the Black Lives Matter movement. I wouldn't have tried to all the LGBT alphabet people rights. I wouldn't have like gotten really invested into that. If I didn't sit down here, because I used to be super Christian, so like for me to be like, what, I think trans kids should feel safe existing. That's why I wear a Protect Trans Kids shirt, and I have multiple stickers of it, because I'm like, just because someone doesn't like the gender they were born with, is not a good excuse to fucking murder them, like disagree with all of you want and be like, I don't think it's right to be transgender, then don't be transgender, but like, I don't know. Number 2, can you set healthy boundaries? Emotional security is associated with knowing yourself and setting limits based on your values. Consequently, emotional secure people can articulate how they want to be treated and set guidelines for how they will respond if those boundaries are not respected. Boundaries are, especially healthy boundaries, have been a recent thing in my life that I've been trying to set up. Like in my 20s, I would just, I'd let people talk to me anyway or whatever. I wouldn't, I'd just let it happen, and you think, oh, someone has whatever over me, like what's gonna happen, like if like if a boss at your job is disrespecting you, is severely disrespecting you and insulting you, like they're already trying to fire you, so just stick up for yourself, at that point, be, don't get emotional, don't get too aggressive, like don't get violent, because then they have a lawsuit. But though we all know someone at a workplace we would love to just fucking knock the teeth out of their mouth, just fucking, oh man, you think about that. You think about a former employer, just like they sit you in a room with a couple other people, and then you're like, hey guys, I would like to ask you to leave. This is gonna be between me and him, and then that's what happened, I'm actually very bad. I mean, I get very bad about boundaries, and stuff like that. So, I've actually, what my therapist told me, like, I've set up too many, like, healthy boundaries where it's like, oh, now you just don't do anything. So, yeah, definitely figure out your boundaries, people. I definitely, I could, things I would actually tell younger me, it'd be like, set up boundaries, don't let people talk, don't get emotional during arguments, and don't let people talk, let people insult you and disrespect you like that. 100% something I would definitely like doing. Just, that's something I would set up, like, at least, I think I've always had boundaries, but I think healthy boundaries, understanding that, like, you just think about, like, I remember I worked at Target, when I absolutely hate it if someone tells you something and then, you relay that information to someone else, and then we confront half the person because we have to confirm or deny it, and then they just straight up lie. That fucking shit, when people just, it's just like a lie, I'm like, didn't you say this? You're like, I never said that, and like they just lie like that. I fucking can't stand shit like that. That's gonna be that could be a fight or more of like an argument right there. If like someone like relays some information with me and then they just straight up lie later, I'm like, I will confront them. I have no problem with that shit. I don't know. It's called, I guess this is growing up. Can you admit when you're wrong? All of us are wrong sometimes, but it can be very difficult to own up to it. Emotionally secure people can acknowledge when they've made a mistake, take responsibility, and apologize for their actions. I try to apologize for, but I'm also, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. But my problem is when I am right a lot because I'm just the fucking best. Yeah, you meet a ton of people who will not admit they're wrong. I probably related to me, to be honest with you. People, I don't know. I hate it when people don't take accountability for themselves, I think my best example would be like Ethan Klein from like H3, like he never takes he got, he was punching up for a while, but nowadays they're like H3 is so popular that like he always punches down because like that's the only place he can punch. He can't punch. There's nowhere left up to go. I'm like, yeah, I guess you could try to fight Jeff Bezos, but it's not gonna matter. So you just fight small ass people, But like you're also never wrong in this situation. That's kind of the type of person I am. So be willing to apologize, but also at the same time, if you're right, don't apologize. Don't apologize for things you mean, and apologize for things that you know are wrong. The things you eventually figure out, like, yeah, that was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. And then, like, oh, that wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have. Sometimes you apologize for no reason because it's like, oh, make the peace or whatever. Do you know your core values and beliefs? Are you able to communicate your perspective in a respectful way, even when others may strongly disagree? Emotional security is associated with being authentic, knowing one's values, and acting in a way that's consistent with them in all life situations. I would give myself this. I'll give myself this one too. I'm 4 for 4 right now. I think, a big belief is I'm very against religion. Especially I'm super against evangelical Christianity. But what you guys don't know is about my personal life. You think I'm a dick, and that is probably the persona I give you on this show. But I do know genuine people, because I used to be in the Christian shit. So I do know genuine people who still believe the nonsense and have like been very respectful and stuff like that. And they're like, you want to come to our Bible study? I'm like, my actual answer is, I don't want to go to your fucking Bible study. I don't believe in that shit. And fuck you for, and not fuck you, but like, you're retarded for believing. We said it. And yeah, you're just dumb and stupid for believing that. I would never say something like that. That's just it's called being an asshole. And so don't do that, okay? Don't do that. It's bad. Because apparently you're an asshole if you do shit like that. So no, don't be like that guy. But also, no, like your work. Like when I get invited to a Bible study, I try to politely decline, especially the real people. But then you're like, I don't know, people will come at me. Every time I hop on Threads, it's just some evangelical shit that I'm just like, I want to say something mean to people, like how wrong you are, and then I'm like, I don't think this is helping. I don't think this is good for anyone. So don't do that. Can you express negative emotions respectfully? Being emotional secure means communicating your feelings in a respectful way that focuses on your internal experience. Often this is reflected by using I statements like I feel or I think instead of blaming others for your circumstance. I want to give myself 50% on this one. I don't like to blame others. I like to take, responsibility for my actions. I do. However, confronting people who annoy me or who've just gotten on my nerves, I'm not good at it all because I think, I always feel like as a kid, I was the I always feel like a scapegoat. Like, my brother got in trouble and then he would just blame me and I would say I didn't do it, but I don't know, my parents wouldn't believe me. I don't know, just like most situations, like I was like a normal kid. It's just like people always tattled on me, and so that just makes me not, I have like a lot of trust issues and stuff like that. So, it's always hard. Like, if I went to my parents like with if I had like a problem and I felt sad or some shit like that, I didn't have that, I didn't have that resource. I didn't have anyone to come to, but I can't take responsibility for my own actions. But I'm in therapy, y'all. You can shut the fuck up. I'm in therapy. You're like, this dude's got a lot of problems. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm in therapy. So don't do that to me. Can you take criticism from others? Receiving constructive feedback without immediately rejecting it or lashing out is a key sign of emotional security. It means you have a strong sense of self and that it's take into consideration other people's perspectives and other opinions about your approach to things without taking them personally. So I hate getting criticized, but I just get over it and move on because, especially if you work in music, like you have to take criticism. Like criticism happens, and like you're gonna get you're getting criticism whether you want it or not, and it kind of sucks when it's you don't want it. But I've kind of had to learn that like understand when you should and shouldn't take something personally, and like people think like, how do you survive like substitute teaching? I'm like, I just don't, whatever they say, I don't take it personally. It's probably not about me. Like I'm not doing anything to them. If like I would kind of figure it, I mean like I'm making them do school shit or whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm the bad guy. But but if like a kid lashes out because of that, I'm like, I'm not gonna take it personally. Like they probably have shitty parents, like that's usually the case with kids. It's like, is this kid an asshole? Maybe there's probably something in their mind that's blank spot or whatever, some fucking shit like that. But yeah, if you decide to get into music and you don't like criticism, pick a new career. First of all, don't go into music. There's already too many musicians. There's too many goddamn songs. There's too much everything in this industry. Stop going into music. I intentionally decided to not do sports because I'm tired of competitions, and if I don't want music to feel like a competition. So everyone stop playing music and giving me more space to be the best, Number 7, do you continually strive to change and grow? The most emotionally secure people have an appreciation for the journey of life and the process of evolving over time. They are not afraid to embrace change. They find joy and satisfaction in the idea of learning and becoming the best versions of themselves. I pride myself on always trying to be the best version of myself. Am I there? No, but I do try to do better. I am one of the few men in therapy, and therapy was not made for men because it's like, I was going to be like, I read something like it was a YouTube video, and they were talking about how like, yeah, talk therapy is just not designed for men, just because like men are raised in such a way where like you have a problem, like you have to fix it and like go into so many different areas in regards to like fixing a problem, where I think women have something like they're raised where it's just like, yeah, you need to go find a man for help. And like to be a man, it's like, oh, you have to be able to do anything you need to do. Like you have to rise up to the occasion, do it. I'm like, and that's, it's fucking hard. And then you're like, I'll give you something to cry about and shit like that. It's like, yeah, you can't be emotional and shit like that. And then women are like, I'm not attracted to emotional men. So it's like, I don't know, I'm going to be the best version of myself and I'm going to leave you dumb bitches behind. That's what I'm thinking. Can you stop yourself from reacting impulsively? Emotionally secure people tend to be skilled at deliberately choosing their responses to difficult situations. In this way, they aren't usually reactive or impulsive in their relationships and can articulate themselves clearly even when they're angry or upset. I am very bad about that, and I will tell you, I'm working on it. I am telling you, this is actually something I'm working on. I'm not just making up shit to be like, I am actually the most emotionally mature man for all time, because no, I act impulsively all the time. You can't get this fat unless you're impulsive. Like, okay, like I get to a level where it's just like impulsive. You don't have fucking little jars of whiskey on your little podcast desk unless you have some impulse problems. You know, it's just at least, you know, I think I have like more impulse and like, you know, just stuff like that. So it's nice to me, like, I'm not addicted to anything. I just like binging and impulsive and shit like that. And on to our last one we got here. Do you trust that you'll be okay no matter what challenges come your way? Emotionally secure people know that life can be difficult, and they have a general acceptance that they will deal with the hardship as it comes. They also have a deep sense of gratitude for what is important to them, which helps them through the rough patches. Being emotionally secure not only boosts our mental health, but it gives us the confidence to try new things and express ourselves freely without a fear of rejection. The more secure we feel in our own skin, the more freedom we have to enjoy our lives while building meaningful, authentic relationships. And it does say, the author of this article, Dr. Courtney S. Warren, PhD, and a board-certified psychologist, and author of a new book. Okay, so, like, she's qualified. Do I think I'll be okay? I don't think I'll be okay. But however, I do feel like I can survive. I can survive it. That's my ideal. Like, will I be able to handle it? No. Will I be able to survive it? Yes. At least that's how I feel. At least right now in like my life, you know, I'm just, you know, trying to figure shit out. But yeah, that's good advice for you. I feel like all of you, I just want to give you all advice. Life sucks, but you can handle whatever comes your way. You just might need like a drink or a smoke or a Zyn nicotine pouch, not patch. Patch and pouch are too close of words. Also, Zyn. We need to figure out a new word for you. But yeah, anyways, though, I would say I'm pretty emotionally mature. I would say I'm at least I would say at least I'm a 7.5 out of 10 or 9. 7.5 out of 9, the ideal rating, you know. Just realizing that I am emotionally secure and
I identify as a fucking threat.
Drizly, the ultimate convenience for all your alcohol needs, delivered right to your doorstep. Tired of making last-minute trips to the liquor store or dealing with crowded aisles and long checkout lines? With Drizly, your favorite drinks are just a few taps away, making your alcohol shopping experience easier and more enjoyable than ever before. Drizly brings the liquor store to you, offering an extensive selection of beer, wine, spirits, and more. Browse their vast catalog of top-quality brands, local favorites, and specialty beverages, all conveniently organized on their user-friendly app or website. With Drizly, there's no need to leave the comfort of your home. Simply choose your favorite drinks, place your order, and let their reliable delivery partners handle the rest. Whether you're hosting a party, relaxing after a long day, or simply stocking up for the weekend, Drizly ensures that your drinks are delivered promptly and securely. But Drizly isn't just about convenience, it's about choice. Discover new flavors, explore unique craft brews, or find the perfect bottle of wine to complement your meal. With Drizly's vast selection, you have the freedom to choose exactly what you want when you want it. Worried about the hassle of age verification? Drizly has you covered. Their delivery partners are trained to ensure responsible alcohol delivery, making sure that only those of legal drinking age receive their orders. Your safety and the safety of your community is their top priority. Join the millions of satisfied customers who have already embraced the convenience and simplicity of Drizly. Say goodbye to the hassle of traditional alcohol shopping and hello to the ease of having your favorite drinks delivered to your doorstep. That's not all. Using our link in the description gives you $5 off your first order, which can greatly enhance your night, if you know what I'm saying. Ready to elevate your drinking experience? Download the Drizly app or visit our website today and experience the future of alcohol shopping. Cheers to a new way of enjoying your favorite drinks with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Honey, your ultimate online shopping companion that saves you time and money effortlessly. Are you tired of endlessly searching for coupon codes or missing out on the best deals when shopping online? Say goodbye to those frustrations and hello to Honey, the free browser extension that revolutionizes your online shopping experience. Honey is your personal shopping assistant that automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes at checkout, helping you save money with just a few clicks. No more wasted time scouring the internet for discounts. Honey does the work for you, ensuring you never miss out on a great deal again. But Honey doesn't stop at coupon codes. It goes the extra mile to ensure you get the best price possible. With Honey's innovative price history feature, you can track the price changes of your favorite products over time. This means you'll always know if you're getting the best deal or if it's better to wait for a price drop. And the best part, Honey works seamlessly with over 30,000 online retailers, including popular brands across fashion, tech, home goods, and more. Whether you're shopping for a new wardrobe, upgrading your electronics, or sprucing up your living space, Honey has your back, ensuring you get the best value for your money. Worried about privacy and security? Rest assured, Honey is committed to protecting your personal information. They never sell or share your data, and their browser extension is designed with top-notch security measures to keep your online shopping experience safe and secure. Join the millions of satisfied users like me who have already saved millions of dollars with Honey. Download the Honey browser extension today and unlock a world of savings every time you shop online. Don't miss out on an incredible deal and the chance to save money effortlessly. Experience the power of Honey and take your online shopping to a whole new level. Honey, the sweetest way to shop online. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Oh no! Our table!
It is time for Oh No, Our Table, the part of the podcast where I just answer questions because it's Ask Schweezy too. So,
let's just jump into it.
First question we got. My new boyfriend left shit stains on my couch. Do I tell him?
What?
During an intimate moment on the couch, I noticed stains afterwards that seemed to be fecal smears where my partner had sat. I suspect it might be related to a recent medical procedure he had and the lack of bidet use in our country. I spent time cleaning it, debating whether to tell him. While part of me sees it as a funny story and a potential hygiene concern, I worry it could embarrass him. I'm torn between addressing it now or waiting to see if it happens again before mentioning it to him. I value our relationship and don't want this incident to cause unnecessary discomfort. So, just taking a look at your story here. So, like, my first reaction is, hey, fellas, wipe your ass. It's not gay, okay? Josh Casey, it's not gay to wipe your ass, okay? Or even use a bidet. Lack of bidet in my country. I'm like, are you from America? Do you hate the gays so much you're just like, I'll have a dirty asshole? Because I don't know, like, my usual thing, like, can you not, like, I don't know, like, the slightest bit, like, there's, like, the little, you clean your ass or whatever, but, like, the smallest little mark of poo is left behind. Like, we all miss a spot. It's not uncommon to miss a spot, but when I miss a spot, like, my asshole just starts itching, and if I go fingers down into it, I'm going to be covered in poo, because the reason why it itches is because of poo. So, like your asshole itching because there's poo there is your sign that, like, I need to learn how to fucking clean myself, dude. I would say let it happen see if it happens a second time, because sometimes things happen on accident, but other times your new boyfriend just doesn't wipe his ass. Like, you have to figure that. You have to determine, is this like a medical, you have to determine the situation of what's going on here. Is it like, does he not know how to wipe his ass? Like you said, a recent medical procedure, like, if it's that, like, you gotta, if it's something like that, fellas, and even fellas, if this happens, I'll talk to the fellas here. If you see some shit stains, on your furniture, and the girl who made said shit stains, went through like a surgery or some shit that, I don't know, like you're gonna have to, that's called baggage. And we're gonna have to you have to deal with baggage. But, if there's no medical issue and he just doesn't know how to wipe his ass, my best advice would be to dump that fucking loser, because natural selection is not doing its thing with humans. We're keeping everyone alive for some reason. And people who don't like wiping their ass, who think wiping their ass is gay, deserve to die alone, okay? Because your asshole itches when there's poo there for a reason. And, like, your body's doing everything it can do, unless he farted, That's why ladies, if you have a one-night stand with me, you'll figure this out. But I always kind of try to have underwear on, not because I'm not, like, scared to be naked or whatever. It's because of shit like this is for that very reason. Ladies, I'm sorry I couldn't stay naked, but however, I don't want to get shit stains on your sheets. I don't want to accidentally shart and just shit all over your bed. I'm sorry. I'm a gentleman. I'm sorry. You know what?
This is the type of guy you get.
So, be a little bit cooler than that, okay? I was rejected by my husband. Married for 2 years, 5 in total, my husband rarely drinks due to balance issues. At a party, pressured to drink whiskey, he reluctantly did and became heavily intoxicated. I helped him home, cared for him, then attempted to cuddle, but he suddenly rejected me, claiming he couldn't sleep with a married woman, not recognizing me as his wife. Feeling hurt and confused, I retreated to our bedroom. I'm not sure how to process this and seeking advice here, as sharing with friends could cause more harm. Have you experienced anything like this? I've not experienced anything like this. If I get drunk, it's I love you, man. Like, that's what happens. Like, I love you, man, or I do podcasts. That's usually what I do. But yeah, no, there had to be some confusions. Like, I don't sleep with married women, but I don't get that. I think maybe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here. I'm making a guess that he was trying to say, I know how to speak drunk, and I'm just making a guess that he was trying to say, it's like, I'm married, we can't sleep together, I'm married. I think that's what he was trying to say, because he probably thought you were someone else. He probably thought you were someone else at the time, and in his word confusion, that's probably what he was trying to say, is like, I can't sleep with a married woman. I don't know, unless he does cheat on you, which I feel like 2 years, 5, you married 2, 5 in total. I feel like, I don't know, if you married for someone for 5 years and like, usually when a partner cheats, something is off there at other places or weirdly on their phone and shit like that. Like, just, all you have to do is do the Google is like, is my partner cheating on me? And then, like, you look at those and you're like, yeah. That's what I'm just going to give him, as someone who speaks drunk, I think I can really tell you, like, he was probably trying to say, he's like, I'm married, I can't have sex with you. And stuff like that. So he's probably trying, I'm really trying to do, I don't know this guy either, so I'm not trying to, like, just fucking do anything like that. Also, that's the rejection. But he also was drunk. So, here's the advice. I think drunk sex is overrated. Because for the fellas out there, it's hard to keep it up when you're drunk. And also, it's just, I don't know. It's just like, when I'm drunk, like, honestly, if in my mind, it's like, if you have a masturbation problem, like, start drinking. Because then that'll have one problem, fix it with an even worse problem. That's how the world works. It's like, we all have problems. We just gotta, like, figure out what problems we can have and be functional. Into, like, fucking society and shit like that. I'm giving your husband the benefit of the doubt. I feel like if he was cheating, like, I feel like there'd be a couple more signs. Like, you're mad because you wanted to fuck, and then he was like, no. And then, ladies, that's how it feels, ladies, when you reject a man. It's the same feeling. No one likes being rejected, okay? So remember that. Remember, no one likes being rejected. It's obviously, I'm always trying to figure out, you have to ask women out, so you have to shoot your shot. But sometimes shooting your shot means you don't get the answer you want to. And then you're like, how do I move forward from here? And men have tried, and they're like, I'm going to kill her. And that doesn't work, okay? Just because a woman rejects you doesn't mean you have the right to murder her, fellas, okay? I didn't think I'd have to say this week, but apparently that's this week. We're just be like, don't murder people because they don't want to date you, This man keeps giving me gifts and it makes me uncomfortable. Am I being paranoid? I'm a high school girl working as a cashier. A man in his 30s frequents my line, started giving me gifts, and I found my Facebook despite my limited personal information online. His behavior and the way he looks at me makes me uncomfortable. Given recent experiences of being hit on, I'm unsure if I'm being paranoid or if he has bad intentions. What do you think? His intentions, I don't know. I can't really get a vibe of this guy. I mean, minus what you've just kind of told me. So, bad intention. I'm like, if he wants to fuck you, if you think that him wanting to fuck you is a bad intention, then it is. I don't know, it is. But it sounds like a guy. Okay, so you're in high school, and a guy in his 30s keeps hitting on you and buying you gifts. First question I do think you should, I am curious to answer is, does he know you're in high school? Because, normal guys, if you see someone you find attractive and they're like, I'm in high school, and you're like, nope. And they just, that's how normal guys work. So that is something I'm really curious about. Does he know you're in high school? Because if he knows you're in high school and he's continuing to do this, you need to tell a manager to ban that guy because the only reason men, there is a woman in her prime, we're not getting into that, but a real reason a guy would date someone very much under 17 years old or whatever, is because they're a creep, and they're weird, and they're probably into weird shit like that, so if he knows you're not, make sure he knows you're in high school and stuff. A normal guy will back off if he learns you're in high school. And he's like, I'm out. That's what normal guys do. Another thing would be, if he gives you another gift, I'm like, okay, this has to be the last gift, Gregory. Did you say what? You didn't say his race. Okay, just making sure. We're gonna call him Gregory. Okay, I'm like, okay, Gregory. Thank you for the gift, but I don't think you should be giving me gifts anymore. I don't think it's appropriate, and then you're gonna have to talk to him because at work, because you can talk to him while you're at work. The scary part is when you're not at work, and he's like, "Oh, I'm waiting by your car," and then I don't know, then fucking guys like me have to walk her to her car. I'm like, I hope I don't have to defend her. I'm hoping just me being here is enough, because if I have to defend her honor, I'm going to embarrass myself. So we're not doing that. I think you should, you have to subtly let him know you're in high school. Then after that, be like, hey, thank you for these gifts, but I don't want your attention, but you got to stop. You got to stop this, and we can just. You can still come through my line and shit like that. That'd be setting up a good boundary. It's he can still see you and pretend he's in love with you, and too, and hopefully that. And then if it escalates from there, it's gonna. I'm sorry, ladies, but boys are horny, and I genuinely think there are more men out there than women. It just doesn't it feel like, I feel like I'm competing so much more, like, you know, than I have to be. Like, I just feel like women can, like, women are like, oh, there's a man out there for me, but being like, I don't know if there's a woman out there for me, you know? Like, men say that, but, like, women don't say that, you know? Crazy shit. My girlfriend cheated on me at a wedding. Should I give her a second chance? My girlfriend attended a wedding in another state where after drinking, she walked alone with a close friend of the bride and groom to an after party. He unexpectedly kissed her twice and they briefly made out before she stopped him and left for the hotel. She confessed everything a few days later and was transparent. She admitted to naively and taking responsibility for her actions due to alcohol. I struggled to reconcile her immediate confession and remorse with the incident's gravity. Should I consider her a second chance despite this? So I think I will say this, you know, just looking at it, the transparency of her, what she did, and that she's just willing to tell you everything, is a very good sign in your situation. And honestly, you know, from having friends and who in dating bitches, I can tell you that one, it doesn't look like you know this guy, so that's a good sign. He was probably just like, he's just like, I'm single, I'm at a wedding, I'm gonna fuck, you know, like that. You know, that's probably him, and you saw her, and he didn't know, maybe, you know, shit like that, you know, stuff like that. I think, you know, I really do think you need a third party's perspective on this that will just give you the honest truth about what's going on. I think that's going to be good. You know, just to verify her story. Don't be like, you're lying to me, but like, be like, I believe her, but I just want to verify her story. You know, it's like, I want to believe her and I really do believe her. And, you know, I just think like, it's not like that I don't trust you. It's just, you know, it's nice, you know, a third party, you know, being in there is a good idea. And stuff like that. So I really think a third party's perspective and understanding the whole thing. And, you know, like, and the thing is, I think that assuming you don't know this guy, you know, making that assumption right here, you know, he probably didn't know, you know, there's a lot of different things. Get a third party's, you know, perspective just to make sure, just to verify everyone, you know, the stories or whatever, or at least get something like close, you know, because whatever someone else's story is going to be, every story is going to be a little different, you know. That's how you justify, you know, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the Bible. Like, they're the same stories, but they're a little different. But, like, yeah, everyone's going to recollect a story a little bit differently, you know. So, the transparency she has is a good sign, you know, that she feels, I mean, at least she feels bad about it, you know. And, you know, men can easily take advantage of, like, have an easier time taking advantage of women, you know. Like, that's why you rarely hear about women taking advantage of men, you know. So, yeah, I would just say maybe hear a third party's perspective, but overall, I would probably trust your girlfriends and lack of judgment and stuff like that. You know, maybe, you know, sometimes you have to have a little probation period and, you know, like, you know, be like, hey, this is a hard thing that we went through, and you know what? We got to work towards, you know, I don't know, we got to work towards, you know, whatever the fuck, you know. I don't know how relationships work these days. I don't know. Why do these type of women use Bumble? So on Bumble, I'll get matches that won't start the conversation. They'll match but won't send even a hey, so the 24 hours run out and it doesn't go anywhere. I've even seen some women put on their profile, extend the timer so I know it's real. Any woman out there have a clue? It's not me. Okay. I'm just gonna give you just a guy who thinks a lot, who overthinks. Probably what's happening, and the reason why, I mean, I don't use dating apps anymore. I've only had like a handful of good experience, even like okay experiences on, like, you know, Bumble and, you know, stuff like that. And if you don't know what Bumble is, basically Bumble's just a normal, like a dating app, but their idea with their dating app is that women make the first move over men. And part of it feels like the women don't understand that like they're expecting the men to make the first move, but like how the app is set up, like if you match with someone, like if you're the man, you cannot send a message. Like only she can send the first. And once she sends the first message, it goes through. And yeah, you see a lot of that shit. So basically, kind of what happens, what really happens is women go to take a shit. They match with a bunch of guys. They see a guy they actually kind of want to date. They do. If they don't, they just ignore it. You know, it's a numbers game. And, you know, it's like these were people's lives. So when you make people's lives like a number game, you know, as much as I've talked about like meeting goth women at Walmart, you know, like it's a numbers game. It is a numbers game. When you hop on a dating app to try to find someone to date, it becomes a numbers game. And that's not human interaction. That's not how humans are supposed to work. And so I'm not a big fan of dating apps. And, you know, that's probably the situation you get in. You're like, you know, bitch, are you fucking stupid? Like, do you not understand that you're supposed to talk first? Like, that's what you think here, you know? It's always so fucking weird, you know, and shit like that. I don't know. Like, I was always on them, but I went hard during COVID, and then it's just like I couldn't do it. I just can't do it anymore. Like those, I don't even think I have those apps on my phone. I don't have Tinder, Bumble, or Hinge on my phone anymore. I think those are the only three I've really used. And yeah, fuck them. That's why. What are millennials' biggest fears about the future? It's just, I think the only thing millennials really fear about the future is like the earliest of us are born in the 80s, the latest of us are born in the late 90s. And so like the worst, I really feel like the worst has already happened for at least our generation. So basically we're just like, we're hoping things get better, but like we know they're getting worse. Like we know the world is getting worse. And I think what millennials fear the most of is like, will I have, you know, not necessarily a job, but will I be able to have an income of any type, you know? Like we're always worried about our income because like jobs don't pay enough, you know, jobs don't pay enough. Like they pay us barely enough to just get by, you know? And then, you know, stuff like that. So it's just like, oh, you know, just one price hike, you know, to lose it. And they're like, we can't afford to give anyone any raises and, you know, and shit like that. So, you know, we're just like, I think we're all just we all just kind of are worried it's getting worse, you know. We're not worried, you know, because it doesn't feel like the world is getting that much better. But yeah, it's getting a whole hell of a lot worse, dude. Don't know what to tell you, but yeah, that's what millennials' biggest fear is. Like, with the world getting worse, will we be able to keep up with how much worse the world is getting? That's what millennials' biggest fear is, because like we know the world's getting worse, but we're all scared. Like, will I be able to make it through the world getting worse? You know, that's how that's the millennial fear of the future. You know. Will we be able to survive how much worse it's going to get? You know, how much worse is it going to get before we're not going to be able to make it out of this shit? That's what it is. And our last question here, what was the first music recording you ever bought on your own? God damn it. You know, I think this is a loaded question for me. Cool, I shook the whole desk. But here's how I'm going to answer it. The first CD, I'll say the first CD because I don't know the first cassette tape I ever bought. I was a cassette tape. I was too old for vinyl. I was too young for vinyl. But I still collect it. But like, you know, I was too young for it to be like a mainstream thing when I was a kid. It started with cassettes. I don't remember buying a cassette, but I do remember getting No Strings Attached and Pop by NSYNC on like a, you know, like a copied cassette tape, you know? So I remember that. The first CD I ever bought, I wish it was different, but it is what it is. And it really, you're going to be like, I'm going to say it, and you're all going to be like, that makes sense. The first album, AKA a CD I ever bought, it was Baha Men's Who Let the Dogs Out, the whole fucking album, not just like a song. Like, oh, you didn't buy the ones? No, I bought the whole goddamn album. Like the second track is like a weird version of The Lion Sleeps Tonight or some shit like that. Yeah, that proves, or that's on the album somewhere, and that proves I actually did buy it. The first album I always consider there's two albums. I was like the albums I really got into. The album that was like, oh, I want to make music. I want to do this. You know, that the album, I would say Songs About Jane by Maroon 5. Because, you know, they were all over VH1 MTV at the very end of those eras, you know, like This Love, She Will Be Loved, and then Sunday Morning Rain Is Falling, you know, like that album's just fucking good. You know, Maroon 5 just started making shit after that, but that album is so fucking good. And I'm like, I listened to it like today and I'm just like, albums, oh my God. Those guys sold out. That album, but I also feel like American Idiot by Green Day also really felt the same way. I just think Songs About Jane came to me first, you know? But like, I think Green Day, you know, I think that was Green Day were American Idiot. That was the group that was like, pick up a guitar, you know? Maroon 5 was like, you should make music. Green Day was like, pick up the goddamn guitar. You know? So that's what, you know, I think that's be Baha Men, Maroon 5, Green Day. The holy trinity of my life. You know, the what I cut my teeth on, as some would say. And with that being said, we have finished yet another episode of Cancel Schweezy. Thank you so much for listening to the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Thank you so much. Social media is at TheSchweezy. My music is under Schweezy wherever you stream your music at. We do have Patreon. We have Cash App. We have PayPal. All financial ways to say thank you for being a friend and thanking the show and supporting the show in any way possible. But we also have free shit you can do. If you're listening to the show, like you're just listening to my voice, go check out our YouTube page. We post highlights. We post all this other shit there. We want to make sure you're subscribed and seeing that shit as well. And especially we kind of like highlight the segments, you know, and that way if you are like, oh, I want to let them know this, you don't have to reply to the whole episode. You can just, you know, find the highlight and respond to it, and then I can hear you, and I can, you know, take your criticism and show you. You can even tell me what was everyone's mad I'm cussing, and, you know, sometimes I don't see mean comments. I can't remember any. But, yeah, that's the show today. Thank you so much for checking out this show. Honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. Thank you for tuning in to Cancel Schweezy, the Lord's trademark favorite podcast, and joining me on this incredible journey. I hope you've enjoyed the valuable insights and engaging discussion I brought to your ears. To ensure you never miss an episode, hit that subscribe button now. By subscribing, you'll receive automatic updates whenever we release new content, keeping you in the loop with the latest episodes and topics. Subscribing not only guarantees that you'll never miss a beat, but also helps support our show. Your subscription plays a crucial role in helping us continue to bring you high quality content and maintain our podcast growth. So whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platform or watching our YouTube channel, take a moment to click that subscribe button. Join our community of passionate listeners and be part of the journey. Personally, I appreciate your support, and together, we can make this podcast even better. So don't wait any longer. Hit that subscribe button now and stay connected with us. Thank you for being part of our podcast family.